resources aren't there as much anymore, and that's going to have an impact on everything that all of our economic activity. I mean, you're seeing it at the pumps right now, you know, the high cost of gas, but that's also going to impact the cost of food, because somebody's got to truck that food in from the farm. Somebody's got to process the food. We're seeing an unsustainable use of our, agriculturally. Topsoil is becoming depleted. And so we have to become more and more reliant again on fertilizers that are made from natural gas, which is, last time I checked, we are actually past our peak of natural gas. We also have the tremendous concern worldwide of a water crisis, and that's something that our chapter has been particularly concerned about, and particularly the way certain private interests, like the company Veolia, are seeking to capitalize on that, recognizing that this is potentially very profitable as water resources and water distribution systems. Well, water distribution systems and infrastructure is becoming deteriorated all over the world, and so there's a lot of money that needs to be invested in rebuilding that infrastructure. And of course, you have companies like Veolia, Suez, and others that are looking to profit from that. You have, water problems, shortages that are happening. And notwithstanding what some people might say about the hydrologic cycle, where, well, the water evaporates, forms clouds, comes back down in the form of rain, but it turns out that the problem is that we're seeing a lot of that water being polluted. Bad agricultural practices sees us taking water, increasingly mining it out of aquifers that it's taken millennia to build up. And of course, the snow caps on mountains and glaciers are melting, and that is a major source of a lot of the water that we're drawing our drinking water from. And so if that melts, we're going to see less water available, except in the instance of an occasional flood. So we have major, serious concerns, and they should not be sort of on the back burner in a federal election. This is called the 7th generation walk for Mother Earth, and our Indigenous brothers and sisters, they've talked about how we should be thinking 7 generations ahead, just like 7 generations ago our ancestors were thinking of us today. We have to be thinking 7 generations. And what do we want in the year 2150? What do we want our great grandchildren? What kind of a world do we want them to live in? Will they care that some cabinet minister in Stephen Harper's government doctored a document after it was signed? Will they care that Michael Ignatieff is just visiting? Will they care that Elizabeth May picks her nose, or whatever it is they're using as attack ads? We need to have substantive policy discussions, and not even just in the context of an election. I would say especially during election, but it should be ongoing. And I think that part of the answer has to be involve creating new relationships. It's a good place to start is right here, right now, building some relationships, meeting each other, really listening and talking and discussing some of the major concerns that we have, and building a relationship with our Mother Earth. And we need to rethink the way we do consumerism. Profit can't determine everything. We recently showed a film called Living Without Money, in which it really should cause us to rethink the way our relationship with money and the money system. There's something really wrong with an economy built on the notion of infinite economic growth. It's been said that infinite economic growth on a finite planet is the ideology of the cancer cell. You can't keep growing the economy, especially if resources are becoming more and more depleted. So at some point, something's got to crack. And should that point come, I think that we need to build that foundation among and between ourselves. And And from that, we can begin to start giving direction to those people we call our leaders. And not just government leaders, but people in the economic realm as well. We need to start supporting each other and building that foundation and establishing a strong, prosperous, and not just prosperous in terms of resources, but prosperous in terms of the human spirit. And I believe that should we accomplish those things, then 7 generations down the line, I think I look forward to our great-great-great-grandchildren saying, thank you for doing what you could to help us out and give us this future. It's something worth looking forward to. It's really all we have to look forward to, because if we don't have that 7th generation to think about, well, what are we doing here?